Hey everyone, my name's Christy. Welcome to my corner. Thanks for joining me today for Flossmas 8. I think it's the 8th. Sorry, I couldn't resist. This is a daily video series through the month of December with slightly shorter than normal videos, although not quite as short as I had intended. But with shorter videos that talk about where I open up a tiny present from the Forbidden Fiber Co. Advent calendar, and I work on a random crafty artistic project every day and show you the results. And then I also talk about my stitching and life and, you know, whatever happens. So thanks for joining me this morning. I want to welcome my new friends and welcome back my friends who've been hanging out with me. If you would like to see what I'm doing during the day, you can follow me on Instagram. I'll put it right here. It's Dr._Christy and the Spoolery. Well, I'm feeling a little blah today. So the reason I look like this for two reasons. I do try to like, you know, clean up for you a little bit. But today I'm not feeling excellent. I'm feeling okay, but not excellent. I got a COVID booster yesterday, and so my arm hurts and I'm a little like queasy. I don't know. I'm a little bit off. But also it's cleaning day. So those of you who work in fields where you have kind of regular cycles of work and like lots of work and then lulls and lots of work and then lulls, I'm thinking like teachers and tax preparers and, you know, hospitality, right? Where you get home from work on one of your like, in your weeks of like high work, and you just don't want to clean, and then you hit your lull and you're like, I can't live like this anymore. Well, I'm in that lull now. So today is bathroom cleaning day, and I'm not going to get all gussied up to scrub a toilet. So, you know, you're getting me looking like this today. I also just remembered that I got a new pair of glasses that I have to pick up, but my optometrist is a half hour away. So I may be doing that tomorrow morning or Monday. Let's start with a tiny present. It is day 8, which means that it is a floss and pattern piece. So here is day 8. I haven't opened them yet, so you're going to hear the crinkles. I'm sorry. And the floss color for today is, oh my friends, Holiday Express. And this sort of tells, I kind of wish this had been at the end, because now I know what colors are going to be in the rest of the month. So it looks like there are yellows and golds and browns and greens, but how much fun is this color? Holiday Express. So I will put that in my bag here, and then we'll see where it is in our pattern. So it looks like Holiday Express is just in the border, not in the actual image, but I do really like that color. So let's talk about my #ExperimentAdvent. Yesterday, my #ExperimentAdvent was to make a pine needle basket. And, well, I mean, I didn't make a basket, but I worked on a basket, and I have a basket bottom. Look at that basket bottom. So when I get to this point here, I'm going to start making the sides. That is the third. I kind of want a smallish basket, so then I will start going around making the sides. This is just made with stuff that I have around. I collected these pine needles from across the street because I parked my car under that pine tree, and it's covered in sap all the time, and so my car always looks filthy, and there's nothing I can do about it because I can't like be washing my car every day, and that tree owes me pine needles to make baskets. God damn it. And then this is a leather, like a thick leather, a thick leather from my friend Betty, who owns a leather working shop at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair, and I think also the Oklahoma Renaissance Fair. She travels to Oklahoma. I'm using waxed thread that I have from a bookbinding kit that I bought a while ago that I use to, you know, make little pamphlets and notebooks and stuff like that. And this is like the darkest color, but it looks really great against the pine needles. But I don't love it so much in I've never used it in bookbinding because it's so dark. because I usually use white paper, so I want to use the lighter ones, but it's perfect for this. At first, so this is my second try. The first try was half the number of holes in the leather, and I wanted to match the red, and so I use, you know, I collect wooden spools, as you all know. This is really thick button and carpet thread, but it was really slippery and it knotted like nobody's business, because you're working with like 6 foot, 2 meter almost pieces of thread just to get this, right? Just to get this far was 2 meters. So I'm working with 6 feet of this, and it every time I did a stitch, I sewed it. So I ended up, oh, here we go. I ended up with this waxed thread. I think it's probably waxed cotton. I don't think it's linen. I think it's waxed cotton. But it worked so well. I'm really happy. The other thing to keep in mind, here's the book, is that although her holes do look very, I mean, if you look at them, I didn't have enough holes. So I doubled the number of holes. I just punched a hole in between each of the holes I had, and I used the wax thread, and I love it. And one thing to keep in mind about her baskets is that her pine needles are from a different kind of pine tree, and so they're about twice as long as my pine needles. That makes a big difference, especially when you're talking about how often to wrap it. Anyway, I'm pretty pleased with this. I think this looks really sweet. And I plan on, I kind of just want like a sort of a rounded basket. Maybe like that. We'll see. We'll see how that ends up. But I'm pretty pleased. Rich was not quite as impressed. I didn't show it to him, but I walked in and I'm like, ooh, I have almost a basket bottom. And he got super excited thinking I had almost a basket. But I don't. But this took about 2 hours, because including all of like the prepping the leather and my first try. Oh, and this I'm using as a little gauge, but it is the plastic inside of a roll of dog poop bags. These are real. I use these all the time for various things. They're actually quite useful. So, dog poop bags. I know I've seen other people who use straws, like plastic straws, to do this. And then you can also buy a gauge, or maybe like a pony bead. Anyway, that's my experiment for yesterday. I'm really quite proud of it, actually. I think it looks really nice, and it'll be a classy little basket. Very exciting. And now it's time for our next one. And this one will be easy to pick because it's that one that was sitting on top, but I don't know what it is. I am getting better at closing the jar though, so that's good. It is pine needle weaving. So I need to make a little woven. Well, apparently this weekend is pine needles, or it's Thursday. This Thursday is pine needles. So I'm going to make a little woven wall hanging, probably a very small thin one, and use pine needles as sort of an accent piece in my pine needle weaving. There we go. So that's for today. And I might use, hold on one sec. I might use this little loom instead of my big loom and just make like a little sort of that wide little woven something. There we go. So that's for tomorrow. I'm sorry, that's for today. I'll show it to you tomorrow. Let's talk about my stitching yesterday. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I can't show you because it's my model stitch, but I did bring in the fluff. Those of you who are stitchers know that that tiny little curly fluff means frogging. I had to rip out 5% of my model stitch. Like over 300 stitches. They were 1 stitch up and 1 stitch to the left. And if it had not been a model stitch, I would not have frogged it. Because it was absolutely fudgeable, I would have fudged it. I would have just worked around it, figured it out. But it's a model stitch. It's going to be photographed. And It hurt my soul. It hurt my soul. I mentioned a couple days ago that I got an exciting package. I got a package that I ordered like a couple months ago that is an embroidery class. So I'll show you the materials for that. But I also got my order in from Mislaid Pages. So Jessie at Mislaid Pages, I will link to their flosstube. I was going to say Etsy, Instagram, flosstube. I'll link to their flosstube down below. They own an online needlework shop and have started dyeing their own fabric. I'm pretty sure that Jessie exclusively ice dyes, which means that they're one of a kind. So the nice thing is that often when stores sell fabric, they'll sell you a colorway and then you'll get a random piece. The nice thing about Jessie's shop is that if you see the piece you like, each piece is listed separately, so you get that exact piece. So I will show you. The first one I got is colorway X-Ray, 12 by 18. But look at that. That's good, right? I don't know what I'm putting on these. Oh, and since I'm now a linen stitcher and an even weave stitcher, this is a 40 count linen. I've never done 40 count linen, and it's an opalescent. It is nice and sparkly. So I'm pretty thrilled with this. Oh, and there's a little safety pin so I can put my tag on it. That's so useful. And then I don't have to, well, anyway, that's so useful. So I really loved the very clear line between the pinks and the blues. And it's showing up pretty true. But isn't that amazing? So all of these are different. All of their dyes are different. This one is a 32 count linen. I forget the colorway of this. This just has the number on it. But look at that. I would say the colors are a bit richer, but that's a pretty good representation. This looks like a map to me. One of my experiments is to take one of these fabrics and do a freehand cross stitch exploration and just go with the fabric. Kind of like what I did with the petal dyed fabric. I kind of want to do the same thing with cross stitch. See what it looks like, because that is a map to me. I mean, that's like, right? That's a little sea in the middle with an island up top there. So good. So good. The last one I got in Aida. I got, I lost the tag, but I will look at my invoice and put what it is here. It's an Aida, I think a 16 count Aida. And I think the colorway is Bayou. And it said a fat quarter, but I'm pretty sure this is a half. Isn't that amazing? So that's Bayou. And the reason I picked this one is because this up here, like, it looked like a reflection of a Bayou more clearly in this one than in the other ones. I'm gonna go get a fat quarter and see if it's the same size. I almost just fell over. Like tripping. I'm trying to get around everything and I'm like tripping over things. So this is a fat quarter from the fabric store. And this is half of the fabric that Jessie sent. So they are very generous in their cuts. This is easily 2 projects. So that's part of my first exciting haul. The second part I've been waiting for months. Those of you who have been hanging out with me for a while know I'm a member of the Embroiderers Guild of America, which is a national group of embroiderers. They have classes and lectures, and they do like proficiencies, like certificates and stuff like that. They have meetups. Now, I unfortunately don't have a branch near me, so I am an at-large member. I am thinking that I want to start a group near me when I have a moment, but I don't have a moment at the moment. But the reason I joined is because I wanted to attend lectures, and I've attended a couple lectures, which has been really nice. And I also wanted to take classes. I've done a Royal School of Needlework class that my husband got me. You may remember from a couple years ago. I'll post a picture of my finish here if I can find it. I kind of want to do that more regularly. I can't even talk. I kind of want to do that more regularly. And in particular, they have a class that is how to teach embroidery that I want to take eventually when I have some time. Anyway, one of the things that I'm fascinated by when I see people, so I follow a lot of Royal School of Needlework students and graduates, and I'm fascinated by their boxes. They make embroidered containers, and I'm fascinated by them. And I really wanted to learn how to do that. So one of the graduates of the Royal School of Needlework is teaching an embroidered box making class through the Embroiderers Guild of America. And I got it. So it is the Parisian Patisserie embroidery box kit. Now I got the full kit. I wanted to make sure that I had everything I needed to make this box. And then if I want to make more embroidered boxes, I can source the materials, but I have all the tools. So this came with all the tools. So it came with a cutting mat. This is a nice quality cutting mat. It comes with a caution sharp blade. So we're going to do a full unboxing because I have not seen everything that's in here. Nottingham lace. And I will find a picture and put it up here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about better. This is lace. Needles. DMC Blanc. Pearl DMC Pearl Cotton Blanc size 12. Double-sided tape. A wipe off fabric marker. It wipes off with a damp, so it's water soluble. Mechanical pencil. Caution sharp blade. Pearl head pins, just normal pins. Oh, the class is by Sarah Stitches. There's her information. A metal ruler for cutting. Green thread, and this is Gutermann, color 818, polyester. And it matches the fabric that we're stitching on. A lining fabric and extra of that for the outside of the box. A triangle. Some tracing paper. A sheet of felt. And then this, we have boards to make the box. And templates, lettered templates. So I'm going to put everything back and I'll come back. So back in the box. This is a video class and it starts, I think, at the end of January or in February. So this is going to go on my shelf until I'm ready to work on it. The lining fabric is macaron. I'm not sure I'm going to use the macaron fabric. I do actually make macaron and I'm excellent at making macaron. I make the best macaron in the Tri-County area, I have been told numerous times. I used to sell them at a local pie shop that is now closed, unfortunately. But I'm not going to put macaron in this. So I might use another fabric that I have. I don't know what that will be, but I will look and see what I feel like using. So that is my box making class that I just got in the mail this week and I ordered ages ago and I'm so excited. And the nice thing is that the skills that I learn in this class mean that I can make more boxes. Next, of course, is our daily Flossmas giveaway, and it is an even day. So today it is another tiny tree. This is a yellow tree and a tiny spool. It has a little bit of flocking at the top and along the sides. And if you're interested in winning this cute little yellow tree, please put thread in the comments down below. You must be 18 so I can get your address. Please be a subscriber. Please like the video. Don't say giveaway, blah, 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 right? Don't say any of those words. Oh, I'll ship anywhere in the world. And I will do the drawing after Christmas. Probably my first floss tube after Christmas. And it'll get shipped out sometime in January. I'm terrible about going to the post office, but you know, whatever. And if it gets lost in the mail, it does not have monetary value. It will not be replaced. So if you want this adorable little yellow tree, please put thread in the comments down below. That's it from me, my friends. Thanks for joining me. I will see you tomorrow morning with hopefully a woven wool hanging and maybe even a little basket for you to see. That would be exciting. With all that being said, please take good care of yourselves and have a good one. Bye.